Hi everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Pink Lady Presents It Ain't Over Till You Say It's Over. I am excited today because I have a very, very interesting friend for you all to meet. But first, we're going to start something different. His name is Joel Reese. And Joel, you're going to entertain my audience first, and then we're going to talk all about how you became as good as you are.
I'm honored. Pink, it's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and ink stains that have dried upon some line. That keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory. It keeps you ever gentle on my mind. Oh, I may dip my cup of soup back from the gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard. My beard a roughening coal pile and a dirty hat pulled low across my face. Through cup tans round the tin can, I pretend to hold you to my breast and find you're waving from the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
Woo! More!
You want another one?
Yeah!
Oh, I would be happy to. Oh, I had the inspiration to write this 18 years ago and finally wrote it. It's not the way you give me kisses, oh, the way you raise me up. It's not the way you bring me sunshine in my morning loving cup. It's not the cards or even presents that keep our love brand new. It's just one simple thing. It's the gift of loving you. It's the gift of loving you. That's what makes me truly happy. There's more happiness in giving. It's so true what Jesus said. You could give me all the gold and silver, or a castle with an ocean view, but it wouldn't mean anything without the gift of loving you. More than the way you share your life with me, or the way you move my soul. It's the way you opened up my eyes to see my life half full. It's the way you turned my world around and gave me this point of view. It's such a sacred thing wrapped in the gift of loving you. Yes, it's the gift of loving you. That's what makes me truly happy. And there's more happiness in giving. It's so true what Jesus said. Yes, it is. You could give me all the gold and silver, or a cabin with a mountain view, but it wouldn't mean anything without the gift of loving you. No, it wouldn't mean anything without the gift of loving you.
Oh, wow, Joel. Oh, I love it, love it. I know all of you love it, and we're going to find out the real story behind the gift of loving you. We'll be right back. We Are America, the show that proves that age is only a number for those that are 60, 70, 80, 90, and over. come and see us, for we are America. Welcome back. Wow, absolutely fabulous.
I'm thrilled to be here with you.
I love that song.
Thank you.
You know, before we do anything, tell us the story behind The Gift of Loving You. I'm going to cry because I was like teary. I love it.
Thank you for asking. When I first met my wife, you know, some men, it takes them a little while to make a decision, you know.
Right.
And I was thinking on it, and I called a friend back in Texas, and he said, Joel, God has given you a gift. Are you going to appreciate it? And that stuck with me. So we got married, and about a year later in our marriage, I thought, it's a gift to love her.
Oh.
You know, and the greatest gift I could ever give is doing that, but also it's the greatest gift I could receive.
Right.
But not just her, but everyone, really. You know, our maker, people.
Right.
But I couldn't write the song. I wasn't ready. So every month of every year would go by, and I would try to write it, and I couldn't write it. I was kind of intimidated by the title.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so 18 years goes by, and it's, you know, I live in Temecula Valley wine country,
Yeah.
and I work with a winery now. And really fine wine is left on the dregs, or it's left on the, you know, the lees and all in a barrel for a few years, and
okay.
it mellows, and becomes
Right.
more satiny.
Okay.
Men are the same way. Sometimes we have to mellow out it for a few years, and we have to be trained by you,
You know?
sweet ladies,
I get it.
before we can finally produce something. So I finally wrote the
Oh.
song a year and a half ago.
After 18 years, I love it.
Yeah.
You know what? Your wife has to be so proud. Really.
I
mean,
hope she is. You know, every day I keep working to be the best husband I can be, and it's a real
well,
pleasure and a
you
job.
are what you wrote. Joel is what we call a professional dreamer. And I like what you said. You said, I believe that the power of love, music, humor, makes for the medicine that heals anything that ails anyone. I love that. But that is so true. Now, how young were you when you first began this beautiful journey of yours?
Oh, when I was 3 years old,
Okay.
we lived on a little ranch in Temecula, and I would listen to the radio, AM radio, you know.
Right.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. And all those songs were on the
yeah.
radio back
Yeah.
then, right? And there was variety TV shows, Sonny and Cher, and I just thought, this is what I want to do. I want to bring happiness to people with music and art, because I love to draw and paint.
Yes. Well, during the show, as you will see pretty soon, we're going to be showing you did a beautiful photography of photographs of hands. And whose hand was that?
Oh, that's one of the co-owners of the winery where I work.
Okay.
And he's been a farmer since the 70s,
Wow.
and he looks like a farmer.
Fabulous photograph. And then there's one of horses. And then I love the one with the vines. That took a lot of time, I'm sure, and energy of yours to get the right, you know, look and everything with the sun. I mean, it was just beautiful.
It was one of those moments where you had to catch it now, and then
And
the
then
sun
there it
moved, and
is.
it was too late. I got the three, I pressed it 3 times, and then the sun moved, and it was all gone.
Wow. And then you also are a painter. And one of the ones that we're showing everyone is the Arizona Sedona.
It's inspiring to be in Arizona.
Absolutely beautiful.
You got to be rugged like you are too to live in Arizona.
Well, when you say that, it's like it's just a position, meaning your art is here, you're with your photography, and then there's another part of you that is the singer, the talented singer and musician, and then there's the husband, husband, father. How many children do you have?
4.
4 children. How old are they?
My oldest is 28, and when
You
she
look
was,
like you're 28.
Well,
Oh, wow.
oh, you look fabulous
Yeah,
too.
thank
And we got to
you.
get you a white horse to ride on. And when my 28-year-old was born and was crawling on the carpet, it inspired me to start writing children's songs, and that led into a whole singing cowboy children's career.
Oh, well.
There's always something,
But
you
you
know.
also do, because we're going to put on a video for everybody to see in a moment, it's like a Mr. Rogers scene with all the children. How did you get into that elementary thing? How did you do that?
I was singing Table to Table in Ramona, California,
Okay.
when I was about 22 years old, and a principal said, I noticed you have a comfortable way with children when you go to the tables. Would you do a school assembly for me? And come as a cowboy. I know you have kind of a cowboy background. and do a, like a smoking type,
Right.
like give drugs the boot kind of program.
Oh, good.
That's how that started.
Oh my goodness. Where's your cowboy hat?
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, I want to see his cowboy hat.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna be singing Gene Autry songs at the Gene Autry Resort later in the year for a corporate party.
Oh,
We're back in the saddle
so again, I would like everyone
Hey.
to. I would like everyone to see the Mr. Rogers show of what you do with the children.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to that right now.
Won't you be my neighbor? Be my neighbor. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Just want to. Would you be mine? Won't you be? Please, won't you be my neighbor? ABC neighbors. When you love yourself and you love your neighbor like yourself, the world is beautiful, so beautiful. I'll just feel the love.
Those children loved you. Oh my God, they're moving and grooving. They're adorable. You were so good. I have my own Mr. Rogers now, dear.
Well, get all your great-grandchildren in a room.
That's right, and we'll have to do that again. I'll bring all the kids down, and we'll do a, what is it called, a hoedown or
Do a hoedown,
whatever.
yes.
I enjoyed that. You also wrote songs for, I think it was Roy Clark and
Let's see. Well, I co-wrote a song with George Strait, steel guitar, rhythm guitar player.
Oh, good.
And it was, you're so easy to hold, I don't want to let go.
Oh, yes.
These feelings that I have for you won't ever grow old. David Anthony and I wrote that.
And then, wait a minute, what about Garth Brooks?
Yes, that was a song I wrote with his piano player.
And that was like
And
what?
let's see, what is that one? That one's called Crazy Little Love Thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And then you also played before George Bush.
Yes,
How
well, he
did
was
that
governor,
happen?
He was governor of Texas, and it was, I think, during the Republican convention back in the early 90s.
Uh-huh.
And I'll never forget, my band and I set up, and we were to be playing for a Texas barbecue. So we're going to start off with San Antonio Rose. And the guard dogs were there, and Secret Service, and I
wow,
thought,
yeah.
who are we playing for today? And then I looked over, and it was Governor Bush. And he walked in, and then we played our Texas music, and he came up, and I thought, I think he's going to be the next president of the United States.
Really?
You could just see it in his demeanor that he
Yes.
had a purpose, and he knew where he was going.
I love that.
And that's what you do, see,
Thank
is
you.
when you have a high intention and you know where you're going, and
You get there.
you can get there. with
When are you going to
little help
announce
from our
for the
friends.
presidential
Yeah,
candidate?
pretty soon I'll be.
We get there with a little help from a lot of our friends.
You know what? And one of the friends that brought us together is my very, very dear friend. And I have to tell her. Her name is Robbie Mata. And you know, and I think you understand it, Joel, Dove, there are people in this world that are connectors. They just connect. And it's God's way of taking people, meshing them together for a higher level of whatever they want to do.
Yes.
And Robbie Motter is one of those. And I bless you, Robbie, because you introduced me to so many wonderful people. And now I have one of them sitting right here in our studio, Joel Reese. And I really appreciate everything. You also met Barbara Walters. Now, how did that happen?
Oh, yeah. There's this orchestra that I used to play with a lot. It's the Wayne Foster Orchestra. They play for big corporations and
Okay.
things. So we went to, it was an ABC television, it's like celebration in Florida. So Ted Koppel introduces us. We start playing. Now it's salad time, so the show band stops, and I come out on a stool with a 12-string, and I sing a John Denver song while they're eating salad, and Barbara Walters is at the first table. I thought, I'm singing for Barbara Walters.
I love
I mean,
it.
we're all people.
That's right.
But it's always unique when you see people in a different setting.
Sure.
I want to tell people about, he has some great CDs out there. One of them is Rise and Shine Roundup. And then I love this one, Joel Reese, A Whole Lot of Animals. That's for the children's one. We want to know how people get this, Joel.
Well, you can get these on my website, joelreese.com, or on CD Baby. That's a popular site for independent
And if they
artists.
don't have a pen and they didn't
Right.
write it down,
Right.
they can write to pinkladypresents.com. They have her email, and we'll forward all those inquiries
you
to
for that, Doug.
Happy to do it.
And but you know what I would like to, this is we didn't plan this, so it's going to be a little surprise to everybody here. But I'd like you to play one more little song for us.
Oh, sure.
Maybe something that you're doing
Something
at the
from the children's album.
Yeah, it's from the children's
Or
album.
something on the
maybe.
children's
Yeah.
album?
That would be great.
Let's see here. Okay, let's see. I'm responsible. I keep my room really neat. I'm responsible. I think before I speak. I'm responsible. I don't sneak a peek. It's cool to be responsible. I've been given the gift of life, so I'm gonna choose to do what's right. There's so much important things to do. I forgot the words. I've been singing that one in ages. Oh my goodness. Have you ever forgot the words
No,
of your
it's
own
just-
song?
Live streaming.
Live
So
streaming, it's okay.
everything goes. But the bottom line to these, there are so many people that are always looking for a birthday gift
Yes.
or a holiday gift.
Right.
And what better to give a lesson in music, and they can get it from you.
Yeah, rise and
Positive
shine.
message.
I love that.
Time to rise and shine.
There it is. I want everyone to know that sometimes in life you really meet not only talented people, but people that have a heart. And Joel Allen Reese, I have a tear in my eye with the gift of loving you. I'm in love with that song. I want to buy one of those CDs because that is absolutely beautiful. Your family is blessed. We are blessed to have had you here on the show with us today. God bless you and
Thank
whatever you do,
you.
because you are
Thank you,
a winner in all our minds.
You are.
Thank you so much. God bless everyone. We'll be back.
I'm gonna live.
Senior Star Power, we have a dream.
What do you think of the show?
I thought it was marvelous.
Oh my gosh, it was so inspirational and it was so entertaining.
I was so impressed with all the talent.
But what comes to mind immediately, I think of Tony Bennett, Lena Horne, Angela Lansbury, all of these people who are seniors, and hey, the sky's the limit.
It was a wonderful show, and I enjoyed it immensely. We enjoyed it, my wife and I, immensely.
We are back, and we're back with a flash, okay? I love theater. Dove and I go all the time. And you find in theaters not only the actors on stage who are phenomenal, but then you got to think about the people behind the stage as well. The one who writes the play, the person who does the music and all that. Well, when I did some of my shows, I needed a graphic artist. And that's how I met our next guest today. I needed a graphic artist for The Beat Goes On. And someone told me that the best one in town was Doug Haverty. And guess who I have right now? Sitting beside me is Mr. Doug Haverty. Hello there.
Hello, Pink.
And really, that's how we met.
Yes.
And I came and I said, The Beat Goes On is an uplifting show, and everyone in it is 60 and over. And Doug goes, wait a minute. I don't care about their age. Do they dance? Do they sing? And then you created The Beat Goes On, my front cover and everything. And that's what you do with people. How did you ever get into that business?
In college, I started doing graphics as like a part-time job.
Oh.
And I'm basically a people pleaser.
Yes.
So I can create graphics, and generally people are pleased. You were pleased. And I talk to people about what the show is, what the feeling is, and then I try to come up with something that captures that. So that's what we tried to do.
I know.
And we had a wonderful time creating that art. I just had such a great time
And
with
we're
you.
showing people what it is. It was all these feet dancing.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
And the fun part was that the feet dancing are just, there's energy there, and it doesn't matter age.
Age at all.
It's just feet dancing.
It's like age is only a number. It
Yep.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then, but where did you start as a young man? I mean, what did you want to do? I mean, you didn't start out by, getting up in the morning and going to first grade and drawing the whole thing for the school. I mean,
When I was in elementary school, I was a member of Indian Guides. Have you ever heard of Indian Guides?
oh, I haven't. Is that like a Boy Scout?
It's exactly like the Boy Scouts,
Okay.
only it's a California thing. I don't know if it's national, but we had one of our fathers was a dancer, a Native American dancer,
Oh.
and so he taught us these native dances, and we would go around the city doing these dances. And so I got hooked on the applause at a very early age.
Yeah, I love that. But you're also a teacher, of
Teacher.
graphic artist at where? Fashion Institute?
Yes.
And then, quote unquote, the next career is that you're a playwright.
Playwright.
And how did you ever get into playwriting? And what was your first one?
I was in high school, and our drama teacher said, so I want to do a morality play for the high school Christmas presentation. And she said, would you be interested in writing it? And I said, yes, if I can be in it. That's
There you
that
go.
was
There's the
wagering.
actor in you.
Yeah, and so I did, and we performed it for the student body twice because it was a large school. We had to do 2 assemblies,
Right.
and people just loved it. So
How long was it?
Oh, 25 minutes.
Oh, that for the first time. That was a
Yeah.
long time to do that.
Yeah.
How many people were in it? Probably lots.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I played the lead, so it was great.
And then where did you go? What was it?
Then I continued to write. I wrote an old-fashioned melodrama, and then I wrote in college, and I came to L.A. and I was an unemployed actor.
Oh.
So in between
Coming
audition-
to LA from where? Where were
from
you?
Fresno.
From? Oh, well, that was a long way.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Sacramento, grew up in Fresno, and then came.
I'm going to touch him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the original Californian.
Right.
I am
Right.
a Californian.
We knew there was
yes.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was, in between auditions, and I was working on a soap opera.
What soap opera?
Days of Our Lives.
Oh, you know someone on...
No, from Young and the Restless.
Oh, Young and the Restless. Okay.
I did a couple episodes of that too, as like an extra under five.
And how many did you do? How many episodes?
Probably I was on that for about a year.
What did you play? Who did you play?
I was a utility player. So sometimes I would be a doctor at the hospital. Sometimes there was one restaurant where I was the waiter. And whenever they went to this restaurant called Greens and Glass, I was the waiter. And the directors always gave me funny things to do. Like they'd start the episode with me picking up a small tip. Just like a little bit of humor.
Right.
So,
And where did you take your acting lessons and things?
well, I studied acting in college. And then I did workshops here. I met my wife doing summer stock.
Dorothy.
Yes.
Lovely lady.
Yes.
Adore her.
Yeah. So.
So she was an actress too.
Yeah.
Did not realize that.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
So we were doing a summer stock in Michigan, and they had pictures of Sid Caesar and Imogene Coca on the walls. I mean, it had been in its heyday a really big superstar place.
Right.
And when we did it, it was mostly college kids. So they brought college kids in from all over the country.
Oh.
So she was from Ohio, and I was from California, and we had people from Florida, Massachusetts.
And that's how you met.
That's how we met.
What do you enjoy the most? Is it your acting? Is it your playwriting?
I would have to say playwriting with a proviso, because when it works,
It works.
it's great.
Correct.
When it doesn't work, it's living hell.
Yeah.
And I was going to tell you kind of a defining moment
Okay.
with playwriting.
Good.
I had a musical, and I think you've seen, called Inside Out.
Yes.
It's about 6 women in group therapy.
Yes.
It's been done all over the country. There was a production in Zurich.
Of your show?
Of my show in English. It was called the English Theater of Zug. And I decided to go. And I was a little worried about it because they speak German, French, and English in that order in Switzerland.
Oh, wow. German,
And
French.
they were doing it in English. So
Okay.
I thought, I don't know if people are going to be able to
Understand it,
understand
yeah.
it. And there's a lot of humor that's wordplay, play on words.
Okay.
So I was a little nervous about it. And when we got there, the producer said, this show, people love it. We are sold out. We're adding extra seats. We're sitting people on cushions on the stairs.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. And he said, can we introduce you before the show? And I said, I'd rather you didn't. How about after? Because
After.
I would rather have the audience just react
Right.
and not feel obligated to react a
Yes,
certain way
yes.
because they're writers.
I like that.
And so the play started, and they had 6 actresses from 6 different countries. So we had a thick German accent, a Polish accent, a Russian accent, a French accent. And I could barely understand what they were saying, and I knew the words. And the audience got everything.
Really?
Every single thing that was ever funny in Michigan or Cleveland or anywhere. You get some
Right.
laughs are sure, some were kind of, they got everything. And it was just phenomenal to
And
sit
then
there.
afterwards you...
Yeah. And so when the play was over, the audience clapped and clapped it like they wanted an encore. And the girls came out and they sort of, we don't have an encore. So they sang the last song over again because the
that's
audience would just
funny.
not let them go. And then they introduced me. So I thought, okay, that's how to do it. And then I was talking to the producer afterwards, and I said, now, did you bring this audience in? Did they?
Yeah.
He said, no, he said, it's been like that every night.
Wow.
So that was interesting because anytime I've seen a play, I usually had friends there or relatives or something. So here I was in a foreign country. No one knew me. No one knew anything about
Right.
the play. And they were responding to my art.
Yes.
Now, it wasn't just my art because it's a collaborative thing
Correct.
with
The
theater.
music
because
of the-
the music,
right.
the band, the actors, the direction, all those things contribute to make
Correct.
an entertainment. But what other artist
Yeah.
gets to sit there with an audience and have them react verbally to what your art? I mean, you could spend months
Correct.
doing a painting. And somebody could go look at it in a museum and maybe spend 10 seconds of silence with it, and then they move on.
And then they move on.
But 2 hours
That's a
of
long
people
time. That's right.
responding to your art?
Well, that's a credit to you.
Yeah, so that
really
so
is.
that was a defining moment because I thought something's working.
Well,
I did something right.
When did you get to doing the Lonnie Chapman Theater? How did you get involved with them? Which, by the way, is a great theater group.
I think it was in 1983,
Okay.
and they had a program where they were developing new plays. So I submitted a play
There you go.
to Lonnie Chapman. He called me up and he said, "Yeah, we'd like
What
you to
was
join."
the name of the play, the first one?
In My Mind's Eye.
Oh, okay.
And it was based on a real life experience I had where my middle school teacher of geography was legally blind.
Oh.
And it was her first year of teaching, my first year of middle school. And I thought, this woman is so brave.
Wow.
Middle school. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone, it's out of control.
That's right.
And so she had all her notes in Braille, and she couldn't make eye contact with her students, so she would walk up and down the aisle. She had enough sight where she could see that,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
delivered her lectures that way. So she had some sort of contact with us, and she could smell if somebody had chewing gum, and she'd whip around and pull it out of their mouth.
Oh, I love that.
And the students were so mean. They actually got a printout of the manual alphabet. You know how you talk
Yeah.
in sign language? And they would talk in class.
Oh, my.
And she couldn't figure out what was happening. And eventually she did. So anyway, I wrote this play about her because she
I
inspired
love the name
me.
In
My Mind's Eye, yeah.
That's
So it's like a
fabulous.
journal, and we meet her at 2 different ages. We meet her at 13 and 26. So there's 2 actresses that play her.
Right.
And at one point, they actually change.
Oh.
When she's standing in front of the class and she feels like a kid, And there's another place in life where she is a little girl, but she feels grown up.
We saw A Carol Christmas
Yes.
in December
Yes.
that you wrote.
Yes.
And let me tell you, we're going to play a little bit right now. That was fabulous. You all have to see this. And in this show, I have to tell you, there was a young lady that came out who was the star. And her name is Hartley Powers. And we're looking at each other and we're going, oh my God, she got to be on Broadway. This girl is fabulous. She's just taking over the stage when she walks out. Then we find out that this young lady is Doug's daughter. Let me tell you, you have got to be bursting with pride.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what gave it away. Doug was sitting 2 seats to our right, and I look over, and there's this light emanating. People wondering who turned on their computer, and it wasn't. It was him with this adoration for his daughter. And
Fabulous.
she
really was.
It's one thing to compliment you because you're here.
Yeah.
It's another thing when A Carol Christmas ended. Every single person as one stood. It wasn't a general ovation.
No.
Everybody was just into it.
I mean, there was
It was
children in
wonderful.
it and your daughter in it. It was excellent. With the Inside Out, I want to show everybody something. It was Passing of a Friend.
The Passing of a
I
Friend.
want everyone to see this because there's just two completely different shows. And both you wrote with passion and dignity and just from inside showing the heart of people. Passing of a Friend. Let's watch that. Wow, that was absolutely. Let me just say this. I've seen a lot of plays that my friend here has done, Doug Haverty. You do it with just the knowledge of every single character's part. I mean, not only are you an actor, a playwright, a graphic artist, you're a psychologist. Because I think you have to be, am I correct?
Yeah.
To write a play, because you've got all these different characters there.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you find that so?
Yes. I actually become each character.
Okay.
So I think being an actor also helps you as a playwright because I get inside each role so that if I were going to play it, I want to make sure that it's fully fleshed out. There's an arc, and
Well, you did one show. How many characters was Bullshot
Crummet.
Crummin,
Bullshot
right.
Crummin. 7 characters.
7 characters, and he's every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh my God, you did it fast. When you came on, your voice changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I said to someone, I think maybe I went with Bobby. I said, he's good. I mean, I've seen you before, in different characters and things, but that was a hard one to do.
Well, it's written that way. So there's 6 people in the play, and one person plays 7 parts. Everyone else just plays 1. But it's written to be ridiculous, where you walk off the stage saying, cheerio, and then you come back on as a French guy
Right.
in another costume. So there were like 3 people backstage undressing me, addressing me, and I'm coming back on. So that was a lot of fun. We had the writers came from England and saw
really?
that production and loved it. So
Oh, my.
that was validating.
No, well, as I said, I don't know whether I love you both as an actor more or as a playwright more. What are your plans for the future? What would you like to write? What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm actually writing 2 musicals and a play.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's,
It's
whatever.
like, channel surfing.
Yeah.
You just flip
Like
the
give me
dial.
another cup of coffee. It's like nothing,
I'll work on this one for a while. I'll work on this.
Can you give us an idea of the themes at all? Or is that a secret?
It's a
I
secret.
don't know.
It's
Okay.
secret. I'll tell you, one is a historical romantic musical.
Ooh, okay.
And another one is an intimate musical about women.
Ah.
And another one is a play about all women and one man. And that's one thing I was going to tell you about is that one of my quests as a writer is to create more roles for women.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I love women. I love actresses. And I can't tell you.
I hope it's women of an age, too.
It's women of all ages.
Good.
You know that. I mean, because I have written women of all ages, including young women. But in every group I've ever been involved with, there were always a plethora of incredibly talented women, and then they would do a play that had 16 men and 1 woman.
Yes,
And so that's why I wrote A Carol Christmas.
Oh, okay.
That is what we call a feminized version. I took all of Dickens' characters
and
made them women.
I get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we still have men in the show,
Right.
but all of the major characters from his short story are now women. So now we want to get the play published, and so theaters across the country, when they want to do Christmas Carol, and they've got all these women, they say, let's do this version. It's fresh, and it's got all these women.
And not only that, you have children.
Your children.
And let me tell you, they always say, you never want to work with an animal or a child. Because let me tell you, they don't have to say one word, as you know. They just get out there and they're cute and darling and saucy. And you had an excellent little actress. What was her name?
Peyton Kirkner.
Peyton Kirkner. Phenomenal. You will be seeing her, my friends, everywhere. She was excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, really, every scene she stole.
Yes.
I mean, when I say that, and I say that in gratification, because that's what you do when you are a good actress.
Yes.
And she was just phenomenal.
And she's also a singer and a dancer. She's studying ballet.
So she's a triple threat.
How old is she?
She's 13.
Wow. Just one.
Yeah.
And you have a lovely wife, Dorothy, as I said before. What did you play with her? What
we did Summer Stock, and she came from Ohio. I came from California, and we did Fiddler.
Oh.
And then we did The Bat, which
Bat.
is an old-fashioned mystery, and we played lovers.
Oh.
And it was a huge scandal. She was engaged to somebody else at the time.
Is it in real life?
In real life.
Oh my goodness! Okay.
A telephone company executive, and it was.
You could write a book about that.
I could, yes.
I love it. Well, you have to write me in a play one time.
Okay.
As a very,
a cameo.
A cameo part.
Okay, you got it.
Now, you heard what he said, everybody.
Yes.
Definitely, I'm going to have a cameo part.
I will do it.
Doug Haverty, I cannot tell you how proud I am to know you.
Oh.
As a friend, definitely one of the best. He's always there to support whatever whatever I've done in my career. And for you, for the Lonnie Chapman Theater, I think you've done a lot for them. I know they're most appreciative. Your actors there are one of a kind. They're each and every one of them, from Michelle to, I mean, just all of them. They're just great.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for sharing your experience and what you do. God bless you.
And as the plays that you're writing, the 2 musicals and the play, are going to be produced, please let us know well in advance.
So we can tell everybody.
When you go into rehearsal,
Yeah,
so the
okay,
people,
please.
we can let the audience know and they can get tickets and support it. If we don't support our theater,
Right.
won't be any theater.
Right.
And keep on
Keep it
trucking,
on.
like they say. Graphic artist, actor, playwright, and a gentleman.
Oh, thank you, Pink.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having me.
much. God bless you. Thank you so much. We'll see you another time. God bless.
The blues I lay low, I'll make 'em stay low. They'll never trail over my head.